Welcome MCs and DJs to my home. We are going to have our very first virtual meeting. So I wanted to do a meeting with MCs and DJs, just get everybody together, everybody on the same page, because we are growing and growing in our ministry. We're averaging 350 kids. We had 406 kids 2 weeks ago. So we are just blowing up in our ministry, and I love that. I love what's happening at our church, and I love what's happening within our ministry as kids grow to learn to live and abide in Jesus. It's such an amazing thing. So I want to get us all on the same page as these numbers continue to grow, and just make sure that we're doing the things that we need to make our ministry even better than what it already is. And I know that seems impossible sometimes, because it is great. You guys are doing an incredible job. You are carrying out this vision that I had for this ministry in such an incredible way. When we started all this, I realized I made it heavy. I made it volunteer heavy. People go, how could you possibly need 300 volunteers? And we need every single one of you. We need it for all the different rooms that we have, and we need it for the month on, month off way that we do it, so that you're not, too taxed with being here too much. And so we realize what you're doing. We realize the effort you're putting in, and we thank you so much. Things are going so incredible. And so this meeting is just to get us all on the same page and make sure that we are all doing the same thing, so that the ministry, one thing that I notice sometimes is we all have our unique styles, and that's great. So it's going to look totally different if I'm leading the room than if Miss Tiff is leading the room, and if Mr. Josh is leading the room. So it's going to look different, and that is okay. What I don't want to look different is the main core of things. So I want us all to be, like, if we're skipping something because we're running out of time, I don't want anybody skipping a lesson. I want to make sure that every service of every kid sees a lesson. You might like the games better, but the lessons are what the important thing that we want to make sure we get in. So just that kind of stuff, that we're all kind of doing the same schedule and the same type of thing. So sometimes I know there's things that you like better that somebody else doesn't like as much, and that's okay. I ask you to follow our systems so that our ministry stays a Tree Church Kids ministry, and we know we can keep a handle on how things are going. So we're just going to go through some things. I made a handy dandy chart here for myself and just for you as we go along of things we're going to talk about. So first of all, and this is MCs and DJs. I'm just talking to you guys. This is not going out to anyone else on the teams. So this is MCs and DJs. You guys are the main leaders. MCs, you are in control of the service. You are in control of the room. You are in control of everything going on. So the first thing we're going to talk about is start times. Guys, I know every week we put in there, be here on time, be here on time. It is so important, and I don't know if I've ever actually said it, so I want to say it to you. It is crucial that you are here on time. I'm going to ask you guys, and I know some of you struggle with this. I'm that kind of person too, but once I know, like, I'm on time for work because I have to be. So I'm going to ask you to put that same importance on it. You're going to hear cats and dogs in the background. We're at home here, so you might see some strange things going on, but they're chasing each other right now. But I'm going to ask you to please be on time. And so MCs and DJs, I had a meeting with our team this week with Tiff and Danny and I, and we decided that you guys are the key leaders. You guys need to be here at least first, or at least with your team when everybody gets here. So we're going to ask you if you can be here first service, if you can be here like at 8:20, and I know that's a hard ask. But we are letting the kids in at 8:30, and sometimes we can't do it because we don't have enough people in the rooms, number one. And then number two, I don't want it to be less than. I don't want to say we just want enough people in the rooms. I want us to be able to start and let the kids start playing games and do these things at 8:30. So you guys setting an example for your team and being here is so important. I cannot have people dropping off kids with nobody in a room, and we can't be in every room. So we need you to take the leadership role that we've given you and realize that you're in charge. We need you to be there. So start time for first service is 8:30. Now, second service, you're not getting off easy on this either. We need you to be here at 10:30 in your room ready to go. I know they are still letting kids out from first service. That is okay. When you come in the room, you need to relieve somebody from first service. We do not need the first service people to stay till all their kids are out. When you come in the room, go up to another leader that was there and say, okay, I'm here to relieve you. They can leave, and then you can help get the kids out from first service. It doesn't matter who is in there to help orchestrate that. You know how it works, checking tags, all that stuff. So if you come in and there's only somebody checking tags left from first service, take their spot. Take their spot and tell them they may go. And then I'm going to ask you guys, this is tough, I know, because we all want to socialize and stuff, But once the service is started, I need you guys to engage with the kids and engage in the service, and then not with each other. I know that's super tough and it sounds harsh, but I want you to find time. So if you want to come earlier and get together, get together. Once everything's done and all the kids are out and you want to hang out for a while, talk to each other for a while then. But I need you to engage with the kids. So first service, 8:20 for MCs and DJs. This is DJs too. I need you to be in the room, ready with music going on, so the room is ready when kids start coming in. I want it to feel alive. So we have a lot of DJs that are coming in after most of the team is there, and there's not even music going on unless we have already started it. So we want you there. We want you engaging with the kids, listening to what your MC is saying, doing the sound effects, all that stuff. You are the person that is driving the schedule. So MCs and DJs work hand in hand. You guys are 1 and 2. So we need you there. Second service, 10:30, and then take place of someone else. All right, utilize your team. MCs, this is so important. Utilize your team. You are the leader. That doesn't mean you have to do everything. I do not see good leadership as that person doing everything and everyone else standing in the back just doing basically crowd control. Nobody feels needed that way. Your team will not. It's easier to call off when you don't feel needed. So utilize your team. If you have somebody that's good on the microphone and you've kind of put them up there, you've seen how they are, or you even just want to try them, say, okay, I want you to lead a game today and see if they're a good game leader, and then continue to use them that way. Utilize them, talk to them, lead them, guide them. Teams want to be led. You are not insulting them. They don't think you're bossy. They think you're the leader. And so talk to your team, coach them right along. And that's in here somewhere, and we'll talk more about that. But just coaching your team. That's next, isn't it? So coach your team. What I mean by that is tell them what to do on the microphone. So if you're thinking ahead and you're in the middle of something, you should not be setting up the game. You're talking to the kids. You're telling them how to play the games. You're keeping the service moving, which we're going to talk about that pacing. Coach your team. So right on the microphone, and you guys have seen me do this. I'll say, okay, guys, we're getting ready to do, if a couple of you want to come up here and start throwing up tables, we're going to do the eating game next. And then I just move right on. And then the team comes up and they just start working. Nobody's offended by that, guys. They want you to lead them. So MCs, coach your team and utilize your team. And then we won't have call-offs and they'll feel like they're needed because they are needed. Because if you're just in the back doing crowd control, you don't care if you're there or not. And I don't want that. I want this ministry to be for you guys. You guys know that when you connect with your team and so many are doing this. So please don't hear, I'm going to go over lots and lots of stuff today. And most of this stuff is just things I want to just remind people of. You guys are doing incredible. So don't hear this as harsh criticism. Just hear this as us getting all on the same page. So coach your team, be a coach. All right, restroom policy. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I know I've said it, but I've never really ever enforced it. I want to start enforcing it. We want to have fun. We want to be silly. We want to laugh. We want the kids to enjoy being here, but we want them to get these lessons in these group times. And kids are kids, guys. If they start to get a little bit bored, they want out of the room. We will not let anyone go to the restroom during the lesson times, during the group times, during the any of the videos where we're teaching, any of the things where we're having a discussion. Now, guys, use your common sense. If some kid's going to pee their pants, we don't want that to happen. You know whether or not it's legit. But we're gonna be saying this over and over to them. We don't go to the restroom during lesson times or during group times. If you want to go during a game, go during a transition part, then you can let them go. And then how this works with restroom, I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but coach your teams on this as well. We just want it when we let a kid go, just make sure you keep tabs on them. You don't have to go to the restroom with them, but open the door and kind of watch it and make sure they get back in, because we have had kids actually leave and go out into the commons, and we don't want that happening. All right? So no going to the restroom during lesson times or anything like that. Worship from the stage. So your two rooms, so this is going out to Clubhouse and Lodge, MCs and DJs. I want you to worship from the stage, and you can bring other people up with you. So we're talking about the freestyle worship song that we do. And I know a lot of you might feel uncomfortable, but guys, the only way kids learn how to worship and praise Jesus is by watching. I stood in a room Sunday, and I felt God's presence so thick as I watched the kids look at leaders and begin to raise their hands and really begin to worship God. So I want somebody on that stage. I know some of you are backing off and leaving the stage empty and just letting kids worship. They need somebody to lead. They need somebody to watch. So, well, here's the cat. All right, get down, Liv. They need somebody to watch. They need somebody to show them what to do and how to worship. So I always want somebody on that stage. And you can bring others up with you if that makes you uncomfortable, and you'll get used to it and just get up there and worship God like you do. All right. Next we have... So this is what we talked about earlier, just the importance of timing and pace of the service. So I know some of you are feel like you have to get through everything on that schedule or we're going to be upset with you. I want you to utilize all the things. That's why we give them to you. But we give you an abundance of stuff. So if you have to skip a game, skip a game. If you have to skip a dance worship song, never skip the freestyle worship song. But if you have to skip a dance worship song towards the end, I'm okay with that. I never skip the lessons or videos or group time. But if you have to skip some things, I'm never upset by that. If you had a successful day and you talked a little bit longer in large group time, that's wonderful. I love that. That's why we're here, is to teach kids things. But there's an importance to timing and pacing. So you have to go from thing to thing to thing. Some of you spend a really long time on explaining a game. And honestly, guys, I've stood in the room. The kids aren't listening. Get through it, go through it fast, and then control the game while it's happening. So you are in control. Stop things sometimes. If something's going wrong, say, hold on. Have your DJ stop the music. Okay, you can't touch that with both hands, whatever the thing is that's happening. And say, okay, let's start over and fix it. Show them that you're in control and show them how to do things. And you can do that right along. And sometimes, guys, I'll admit, games don't work. Sometimes just something happens. You're like, I don't know why they wrote that way. It doesn't work that way. Adjust it, fix it. Or you can make it fun. I know there's leaders who'll go, okay, you've got to spin around once before you do this. And they make it fun, make it exciting, add those things. That's where you being you is good. And those things are different. You're still playing the game, but you're putting your own personality and twist into it. And I love that kind of stuff. That's what makes it exciting, when you don't just rotely follow everything and you don't look like a robot that we've trained, but you are this really fun, exciting person that knows how to control the room. Keep things moving. Don't over-explain the games. Don't let there be lulls. So when there's just like a lull time where you're looking back and you're waiting for them to set up a table, I know it sounds crazy, but 15 or 30 seconds, if you keep losing that every time on these little lulls, number one, it's boring for the kids, and that's when they start acting up. This is why we don't have a lot of discipline problems, is because we have this schedule thing that keeps going. So when that happens, move right on. When you notice a lull, move right on. All right. Next, we have control the room. So just talking more about this. So if you're doing rules and someone's not listening, stop and control the room. If you've worked with me, I do this almost every service because it needs it. I've never led a service where I didn't have to go, okay, hold on. I'm not doing another thing until everybody listens. I need you to listen and be respectful as I'm talking. I'm giving you the rules. And they stop and they listen. They realize, oh, he's in control. And I'm not doing that to be in control. I'm doing that so that they understand the games. I'm doing that so that they understand authority, so that they understand what's happening and when it's happening. This is Livy. She wants to be a part of the video, obviously. So she is not letting me control the room. So this is the child that she can't control. So you get them out of the way and then you move on, right? All right, so control the room. Don't be afraid to stop things. Don't be afraid to use your authority and show kids that you are there to lead, and it's a good thing for them, and that it'll make the service better. All right, encourage participation. So I'm not going to instate a rule where we say every person has to dance, or we're going to make a big deal about it, or every person. We used to kind of do that, and it can get too legalistic. It can go too far. And so, because there are just some kids that I get it. But here's what I also know. When we go the other way, we just start letting half the kids sit down during worship, and we let half the kids, every time we pull their name, they say, I'm not going to play. Encourage participation. So tell your teams, go up and say, come on, buddy, we need to stand up and respect God during and even just start by, okay, I just need you to at least stand up during worship. When you pull a kid and they go, don't play, oh, come on, and this is how you encourage. You don't do it in a way that embarrasses them. You go, oh, come on, I'll help you. I'm going to stand right here with you. I'll help you figure out the game. And so you teach your leaders to do that. Not you as the MC, but teach your leaders to do that. Say, okay, Mr. John, come up and you're going to help Billy here. You're going to help him play the game, and you're going to do great, buddy. And encourage them. And once you push them out of that fear, they'll be like, oh, this is a safe place. We want every kid to feel safe. So same thing with encouraging encouragement. So if kids start to laugh or make fun of something that seems inappropriate, Stop it. We don't do that. Guys, Jesus wants us to love everyone, and you take control of the room that way. And then vice versa. If it's a good thing and it's good encouragement, and sometimes like I'll laugh at myself, we need to do that, right? And so that's okay, knowing how to encourage kids to encourage each other as well. All right. Look, you made it through a whole meeting. All right. That was good stuff. Guys, I love you so much. I want you to be able to enjoy this ministry. I want you to be able to get something out of it. I want you to be able to, at the end of the service, go, oh my gosh, we reached some kids, or that was so cool what they said, or I just love watching them worship, or I had so much fun playing that game. Get into this stuff. Encourage your teams. Use your teams. Just remember, everything that we do because we love you, we love God, and we want these kids to learn more and love Jesus more and more. And it is happening at Tree Church Kids. Great things are happening. I'm so proud and so thankful for you. If you have questions about anything that I talked about today, or need some more, need something else spelled out a little more, or if I can help you with something that you're struggling with, reach out to me. I'd love to do that. Guys, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. We will see you Sunday, and I can't wait to talk about this and hope that this meeting helped. God bless you guys. I love you so much.